Obviously, Chelsea looking for their first win of the campaign after that defeat that saw Thomas Tuchel sacked against Dinamo Zagreb. We heard, of course, didn't we, from Graham Potter for the first time as he addressed the press. I think that you have to understand that they're human beings first, and the key thing is to try to understand them, understand what motivates them, and understand what they're like as people, and then from that try to come to common ground, try to build relationships, to try to communicate effectively on a daily basis and build respect, trust and honesty. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Is that what Thomas Tuchel didn't do?
Well, it goes back to my old manager, the late Jim Smith, who, talking about in that statement, he mentioned what motivates him. And you know this story, when he goes to a new club. At the time, Jim, when he was managing, he said, I go around the dressing room to all these multi-millionaire, well-paid players. I find out what ones need motivated, and then I get rid of them.
Right.
Because you shouldn't need to go around motivating them. Yeah, he needs to understand the personalities. But, you know, obviously he's got a different way of doing it. But yeah, I think he's a very well-spoken guy. I think this is just a huge step for him. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be the thing that everybody's looking at. How does he handle this step? This game against Salzburg.
It's perfect, isn't it?
Well,
it's what you want.
I suppose you want to get in, you just want to...
Well, you don't want to play Bayern or someone like that, do you? You like, at least...
No, but it's still a Champions League game. And so, well, look, if they get beat 2-0, and I'm not suggesting they will, if they get beat or they have a bad result or bad performance, he's a couple of days at most in the training ground. Right. So if he's even had that. So yeah, it's a free hit for him, albeit it's not a free hit for ownership,
right,
who cannot afford not to go through in this group. Now that's a long way off, and I don't expect that to happen. But yeah, I think it's just good for him to get a game out of the way. Then we have this international break, so he's going to lose a bunch of players, but at least it gives him time to take a breath.
What's he going to do with Christian Pulisic?
Why are you laughing?
Because I love the outcry from everyone when people don't select Pulisic.
Yeah. This is great news. A new beginning.
Yeah.
Marvellous. What does this mean?
Yeah.
Who knows? Ask Lucien Favre. Ask Frank Lampard. Ask Thomas Tuchel.
Right.
I don't know. What Graham Potter's going to do, out with the psyche of some American soccer fans and their understanding of what they think happens, is he's going to pick his best team. This team that he thinks, whenever they play, is going to save his job and make him look good. He's not going to leave people on the bench just because that'll upset some people across the pond. And I'm going to play these, but we might not get the result. So listen, it's up to the players. I think he seems the type of guy, like most managers, when you come in, it's a clean slate. Mm-hmm. Even if you had the biggest argument with the previous manager, you don't get on with the board, you're in contract negotiations, whatever it is, new manager comes in, he sits everybody down and says, listen, I don't care what goes on, but you show me what you've got, and if I like that, and you produce for me, every manager wants to know what you can do for me.
Sure.
How can you make me look good? How can you make me look like the best manager so that we have the most success as a team and everybody gets on? And so Christian Pulisic is no different to any other player, whether it's Thiago Silva, who's 38 and been there, or whether it's a young guy.
Is that 38?
No, that's been at the top of the game.
Oh, you said he's 38. I could be 38 and I'm not that tall.
Anyway, you know the gist. It's down to the players.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.